growing up, I was influenced by my mom.
Okay.
She believed that I could do well, and I explored so many things, but I realized that I really loved sciences. I enjoyed science, and as I got older, I realized that I could do very well in medicine. I wanted to help people. I wanted to, study hard, and with medicine, I knew that I could, directly impact so many people.
Welcome back to Charlie K TV. We're moving above and beyond. We're back again with a very exciting episode. We're here to educate, educate, educate. So we're back. Stay tuned for what's coming up. We're back. So today we're here with a young Ghanaian who has been inspired by his mother to become very successful at what he does. We're going to have a little conversation with him, so stay tuned. Thank you for being on our show today. Please, can you introduce yourself to the audience?
I am Richard Jesse Frimpong. I'm very excited to be on the show. Thanks for having me.
Welcome. Thank you very much for also accepting our call today. It's we're very thankful for that. Okay, so I wanted to start off by asking you where you're from.
I'm from Ghana. I grew up in Ghana, Kumasi to be specific, and I did my elementary and high school in Ghana, and after that I came to the United States.
You go to school, wherever you want to start from. You don't have to start from a baby, but at least give us a little background.
Okay, so I went to school in Kumasi. I went to King's International.
Okay.
After that, I went to high school at Opokuwari, and I came to the United States.
After you came to the United States, where did you go from there?
So I worked for a little bit, and then I enrolled in college.
Okay.
I did college. I did a degree in biology.
Okay.
After college, I went to medical school. Then after medical school, I did some additional training.
Oh, okay. So what college did you attend?
Okay, I went to the Ohio State University.
Oh, okay.
That's where I did college and medical school.
And medical school. Okay, okay. So how long did you take? Did it take you to complete medical school?
So in the United States, you do like 4 years of college, and 4 years of medical school. Okay. Then after medical school, you pick an area that you're interested in specializing. You actually match into that specialty right before you complete medical school. Okay. And for me, I went into radiology.
What is radiology, and exactly what you do for a living in regards to that?
So I am subspecialized in an area of radiology called interventional radiology.
Okay.
And so what we do is that we use like minimally invasive techniques to treat and also diagnose all kinds of diseases. There are so many things that we treat, and we do that by making very tiny incisions, and that makes a big difference because you can treat patients whilst they're awake.
Okay.
And because it's minimally invasive, the recovery times are usually very short.
Okay.
You can treat patients, and as a matter of fact, most of my patients go home the same day.
Okay. So, regards to your specialty, you said interventional radiologists.
Yes.
Okay. So, what are some of the diseases? You talked a little bit about the diseases that you come in there. So, what type of diseases, if anybody is not aware, do you treat?
Okay. There are so many of them. I'll touch on a few.
Okay.
We treat cancer. One of the things that I treat it's liver cancers.
Okay.
And there's something called chemoembolization. And what that means is that we use our small wires and tubes called catheters to find the specific blood vessel supplying the tumor.
Okay.
And when we do, we inject some chemo directly to the tumor, and at the same time block those blood vessels. So you have direct effect of the chemo on the tumor, and at the same time, you're also decreasing the systemic effects of the chemo. And this is all done in minimal invasive ways. I also treat, interventional radiologists also treat, fibroids. Fibroids are very common in Black women. And instead of going through the usual myomectomy, we can also use the same minimal invasive techniques to, select the blood vessels supplying the fibroids. And then when we do, we block those blood vessels, and over time, the fibroids, shrink. There are a lot of things too that I treat that includes, we call something embolization. Let me give an example. If someone is bleeding, someone has internal bleeding, the way to stop it will be blocking that blood vessel. And this is something that interventional radiologists do. We go and look for, the blood vessels, and we block them. There are several techniques that we use to block those blood vessels. We also treat diseases that affect, the kidney, the biliary system. Like there are a wide range of diseases. We treat varicose veins and so on.
Okay, very good. Thank you for that. So, what are some of the warning signs would a person have in order for them to come see you?
So it depends on the condition. We treat patients who are involved in trauma when we think they have an internal bleeding. We usually do them emergently. Well, we do an angiogram. Angiogram means injecting dye through the vessels, and then under a special X-ray called fluoroscopy, we'll be able to tell the source of the bleeding and stop it. Women who have fibroids will also complain of pain, heavy menstrual bleeding, frequent urination. So these are things that we look for, and then when they come, you access them and give them the treatment.
Okay. So if someone has these warning signs, it doesn't specifically mean that they have anything. So should there be a fear coming in to see you? If, let's say, they...
Okay, good question. So when people are involved in, say, in an accident, they go through the emergency room, they get CAT scans, and with the CAT scan, the radiologist will be able to tell if there's active bleeding. And if that's the case, then they involve the interventional radiologist to stop them. There are people who have known like liver cancers, and so they come and see interventional radiologists. We give them a plan and also treat those cancers. We treat a lot of other diseases, for example, that affects the kidney. If someone has any blockage of urine, sometimes they come in with flank pain. They may have fever. They may be septic. So these are signs that we look for, and they usually get imaging when they go through the emergency room, and with that we can tell the problem and involve interventional radiologists.
Okay. So, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what inspired you to become a doctor. I want to know what led you to that path, because a lot of people, will listen to you now and be like, oh, a radiologist. What gave him the inspiration to head in that direction?
I think growing up, I was influenced by my mom. She believed that I could do well, and I explored so many things, but I realized that I really loved sciences. I enjoyed science, and as I got older, I realized that I could do very well in medicine. I wanted to help people. I wanted to study hard, and with medicine, I knew that I could directly impact so many people. And so I took that path, and I worked hard to make it, to make it real.
Real, yeah. So take us through that journey a little bit. There has to be some ups and there also some downs. So I want you to advise people. What are some of the positive sides of you going to medical school and some of the negatives, and how you made it through?
It is a long journey. For example, it takes like 14 years to be a an interventional radiologist. You have to go through 4 years of college, 4 years of medical school, and 6 years of training. But you should not look at the years. For me, I took it a day at a time. Have that goal, take it a day at a time, work hard. There's no substitute to hard work. Work hard and make sure you get good grades. It's getting competitive every time. So you just have to keep working hard, make good grades, study hard, make good connections, good friends, people who will keep inspiring you. And there are times when you may have some setbacks, but don't get discouraged. Those are times that you actually learn the most. I believe that if you're very determined, if that is really what you want to pursue, with a lot of determination and hard work, you should be able to do it.
Okay, that's very important. So determination and hard work, and ups and downs will definitely come, but it shouldn't be a result where you give up. Always keep on
going. Exactly. Those who fail are the ones who give up.
That's
if you
right.
keep coming back, one day you're gonna make it.
Very nice. Thank you very much for that. So take us on a journey, like the path of becoming a radiologist. What do you have to go through as far as in schooling? What kind of educational background do you need to have to even be able to apply, let's say, to become what you are today?
Okay, you need college education, and it doesn't really matter what you major in college. You have to take the sciences, study really hard, get good grades. It's becoming very competitive. So with a good GPA, there's an exam you take called the MCAT. Again, do very well on the MCAT. Show that explore areas in medicine. Make time to volunteer in hospitals. And see if it's something that you're really interested in. And that also helps actually for you to make that decision.
Okay.
I think with a good interest in medicine, good grades, and with good attitude, you should be able to get into medical school. And then medical school it takes 4 years. Again, study hard, and in most schools during the second half of your training, you get exposure to multiple specialties.
Okay.
And that is also the time for you to determine what specialty you like. For me, I had a little bit of exposure to interventional radiology, and I loved it from the very first moment.
Okay.
I knew this is what I wanted to do. And I'm really glad that I had the chance to experience it. I think it's a great field, and most people who have experience who experience interventional radiology will like it. I like it so much that because you treat so many diseases, it never gets boring. You treat a lot of different kinds of diseases, and you do that without making big cuts. Like you do it with sometimes very little incisions, and I find it very rewarding.
Okay. That is very good information for those that do want to go into this path of area. So you talked about good grades. What are these good grades you keep touching on? What does those good grades look like? What percentage or GPA do you need to have in order to be successful in medical school?
So to even get into medical school, it's very competitive. Like there are a lot of intelligent students out there. And for you to actually make the cut, you need to get very good grades. From day one, if medicine is what you want to do, from day one in college, work towards getting good grades. Work hard, and if you do, you're going to get good grades. With good grades and good test scores, as well as showing an interest in medicine, you should be able to get in. I'm not going to give like specific grades, but all I can say is it's competitive, and you need to work hard.
Okay. A lot of hard work and dedication. So I want to ask you this. Is there a lot of females in your specialty? Do you have a lot of females in that specialty?
So interventional radiology doesn't have a ton of females, unfortunately. But we have a society that is working diligently to increase the number of females in the field. I think they're making a lot of progress, and I'm very positive that over time we will be able to draw a lot of females into this field.
Do you believe gender roles and the assignments of them might have a key role in why maybe females are not more prone to that aspect of profession?
I think that if we do a great job at exposing many females to this field, they will show interest and apply.
Okay.
I think if we just have to do a better job to get more women, exposure.
Okay.
It's such a wonderful field that I know that women will also, enjoy. I have some excellent female colleagues, women who train me that I hold, in really high esteem. They are excellent, and I think they, with more females in the field, they'll be able to draw others to increase the number of females.
Very good. So, girl power, we need to get involved and, make a change. It's our time, and we're definitely going to be doing that. So, I thank you very much for that as well. I had a question for you. You talked a little bit about the inspiration of your mother through this journey. So, I wanted to ask you, what is it that inspired you about your mother to also get to where you are today?
Okay. Yes. I think my mom did an excellent job. She gave me a lot of confidence. She made me realize that if I work hard, there's nothing that I couldn't accomplish. And I think that confidence has taken me this far. You talked about obstacles. They're bound to happen, but it takes a lot of confidence to be able to come out of difficult situations. My mom did an excellent job, instilling me confidence, and she also made sure that I had good books. She made me take a lot of classes just to be able to stay ahead. She constantly taught me to read and be better. And then along the way, I've had excellent teachers, excellent mentors. I've had great physicians who have mentored me up to this point, and I still have a lot who continue to teach me. That is very important. You always need people who are powerful, so you can stand on their shoulders. Yeah. I've been very fortunate to have that. When I have questions, when I have any difficulty, there are people that I can talk to, and they're very intelligent. They always there to help. So I think we all need good mentors. We need people to show us the way. Yeah. And so for me, I in addition to my mom, I've had wonderful teachers, people who really cared about my success, and they played significant roles.
Our mothers definitely sacrifice a lot for us, and I can attest to that myself. So let's talk more about your mom. I like where this is going with your mother. What kind of struggles did she go through? Because we have to think of it as in the African aspect. We come from Ghana. We know how things are. Come to economical wise, So I wanted to touch on that. What are some of these things that your mother had to do, in order for you to be this successful?
She did a lot. She was a single mother, but she knew the importance of education. And I can tell you that even though she was not sound economically, there isn't any good book that I didn't read. Wow. She worked hard and made sure that I had good books, and she inspired me to keep reading them. Yeah. As I got older, when I became a teenager, it became part of me, like reading and pursuing knowledge. So my mom did so much. If it wasn't for what she did for me, I don't think I would be talking to you in this capacity. Yeah. She was phenomenal. Yeah. And most of all, I really appreciate the confidence she had in me, and the confidence she instilled in me. So even when I have hard times, or when I don't get the grades that I want, I never thought that I wasn't good enough. I thought that I didn't work hard enough. Yeah. I just have to work harder. And I think it's all from the confidence that I got from my mother.
That's awesome. So what advice would you give parents coming up? Because we have some parents, like you said, she had your back regardless of what. Good grace or not, she always knew what to say, the right things to make you perk up, boost up, and go on. So what advice would you give other parents in regards to how they approach their children as far as in grades? Let's say if your child was to come home with an C, but you expected your child to come home with an A, what would be the best approach to give that child?
I'll talk about what I know based on what my mom did for me.
Okay.
I think we should inspire kids to let them know that they are good enough. There's nothing that they can't accomplish, and that even if they fail, we should give them the necessary tools and encourage them to work harder.
Yeah.
And when you do that, I think that the kids will come back stronger. I can't stress on confidence enough. Inspire your kids to be confident in themselves.
Yes.
You cannot even attempt to do something if you don't believe in yourself. So I think we should, talk to our kids in positive ways and, inspire them to believe in themselves and also work hard. Let's instill in them hard work. If they work hard and they believe in themselves, there isn't anything they can't accomplish.
That's wonderful. Very, very wonderful talk. So as Ghanaians, we, as some of our parents, have these expectations.
Okay.
I want my daughter to become a lawyer. I want my son to become a doctor. But what if that child is not meant to be a doctor? What if that child is supposed to be a mechanic? Parents put so much pressure on their children. What advice would you give parents?
Okay. As kids grow up, they explore so many things. And if your child finds interest in, say, engineering, in pharmacy, whatever your child finds an interest in my opinion, we should support that, and then we should encourage the child to be good at that field.
Yes.
If it's not medicine and they go into engineering, let's make sure we train the best engineers. That I think it's very important. Like whatever field they choose, let's support them and ensure they become the best in that area.
So just support. You need to make sure you support your children, regardless of what it is that they're doing. As long as they're not being criminals, I believe. I think it's okay to support what they do and their dreams.
Exactly. And it's interesting. Maybe some people will disagree with me, but kids tend to be what you expose them to. Okay.
Yes.
If they're exposed to something from the beginning, usually they tend to that area. So if you expose them to science, there's a higher chance that they'll become scientists. If you expose them to the arts, there's a higher chance that they'll go into that field. So I think in a way we can steer what our kids become based on the exposure we give them.
Okay.
But it will be best that we expose them to so many things so that they can have many options to choose from.
I like that. Options is always key. Because I think that's the best. Because I see myself now as a mother. I didn't understand it before, but now that I am a mother, I can see where, making sure they have multiple options and availability for them. Because who knows what exactly they can really tap into. So I think it's very important to always have the exposure. Yeah. I really love the conversation. I've been really educated. And we're hoping that if we have more questions, we'll be able to come back to you for more information. Thank you so much. So on our show, we ask our guests to send greetings to their loved ones. So right now, I'm going to give you the floor to send your greetings to anyone you would love to send right now. So the floor is yours.
Oh man, that is a long list. I want to thank all my friends, my high school friends from Kings. We still get in touch. My was friends, all my family, my siblings in Ghana. I miss all of them. And thanks to technology, we are able to stay in touch more than before. I want to thank all of them and all the roles they played in my life. I mean, I've had wonderful friends who were very inspirational. They were so good. We had like healthy competition, and
Okay.
that pushed all of us.
Mm-hmm.
If I start naming names, it will take
You have
an
to name
hour.
everybody.
I have like wonderful friends that even now I call and if I have questions, I ask them. They're very
Yeah.
smart. They're very good people. And, I'm very grateful that I have people like that.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Frimpong. We've been very happy to have you on the show.
You're welcome. It's
Thank
my
you.
pleasure.
Thank you for watching our show today. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Also comment in the comment box if there's any topics you'd like for us to touch on. We hope that you've been educated today, and we're going to bring more educational programs to you. God bless you.